Imagine turning just a few extra hours a week into real financial freedom. That small gig you've been doing on the side. It could be the key to your future, the starting point of a savings habit that actually sticks. Too many people treat side hustles like extra fun money. They spend it as fast as they earn it. But what if you could turn that hustle into real financial power without complicated strategies or risky moves? Today, I'm going to show you exactly how. Most people think a side hustle has to be some grand, complicated project to make a difference. But that's far from the truth. The most important thing is to start even if it feels small or insignificant. It's easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to others who have huge online businesses or multiple income streams. But those comparisons only slow you down. Starting small gives you the chance to learn, adjust, and build confidence without overwhelming yourself. Even dedicating just a few hours a week to a task you can manage consistently will compound over time into real progress. Consistency is what turns small efforts into results that matter. By committing to a steady routine, you begin to see patterns in what works and what doesn't, which is invaluable for refining your approach. A small start also allows you to test ideas without risking too much. You can experiment with different methods, products, or services and see which ones stick. This trial and error process is far more sustainable than diving into a huge venture with all your resources at once. It also teaches resilience, patience, and problem-solving skills that are crucial when scaling up. When you start small, you're building a foundation rather than chasing instant success, and foundations last longer than bursts of luck. Each small victory, no matter how tiny it seems, fuels motivation. For example, earning your first $100 from a side gig may feel modest, but that first tangible result proves that effort leads to reward, reinforcing your commitment to keep going. Starting small also helps you manage risk. A huge untested project can lead to stress, burnout, and financial strain. But small projects allow you to control your exposure while still moving forward. You can allocate limited time and resources efficiently and only scale when you're confident in the process. This approach also keeps your side hustle enjoyable, which is essential because passion and interest are powerful motivators. When you enjoy the work, showing up consistently becomes easier, and the odds of long-term success increase dramatically. Another benefit is skill development. Small, manageable tasks allow you to master essential skills without feeling overwhelmed. Whether it's customer communication, marketing, or financial management, starting small gives you a chance to refine abilities step by step. Those skills are transferable and will serve you well when your side hustle grows. Over time, the small tasks build up into a comprehensive understanding of the business process, preparing you for bigger challenges. Finally, starting small cultivates discipline. By committing to manageable, repeatable actions, you create a habit of consistent effort. Habits are the engine behind compounding results, and small, daily wins lay the groundwork for bigger achievements. Once you experience the momentum that comes from small, steady progress, you realize that massive success doesn't come from leaps and bounds. It comes from deliberate, consistent actions taken over time. Earning money from a side hustle is only part of the equation. The real power comes from knowing exactly where every dollar goes. Tracking your income and expenses isn't just about accounting. It's about control. When you know how much money is coming in and where it's going, you make smarter decisions automatically. Many people underestimate the impact of small, unnoticed expenses. That daily coffee, the occasional impulse buy, or subscriptions you forgot about can quietly eat into your earnings. By keeping track, you uncover these leaks and gain the ability to redirect that money into savings or investments that actually grow. The act of tracking creates awareness, and awareness drives intentional behavior. A simple system is all you need to start. Some people prefer spreadsheets. Others use apps that categorize spending automatically. The key is consistency. Every transaction, no matter how minor, should be recorded. Over time, patterns emerge. You start seeing which habits cost the most and which are actually unnecessary. This insight allows you to make choices that compound in your favor. Instead of mindlessly spending, you begin to ask yourself whether each dollar serves your goals or simply fills a temporary desire. That shift in mindset is more powerful than any budgeting rule or strict restriction. It's a practical approach that aligns daily behavior with long-term outcomes. Tracking also helps you see the real impact of your side hustle. When you separate your side hustle income from your main spending, it becomes clear how much extra cash you truly have. This clarity allows you to make decisions that turn those earnings into tangible progress. Instead of immediately mixing the money into daily expenses, you can decide to save, reinvest, or even scale your side hustle. The psychological effect of seeing your earnings grow over time cannot be overstated. It motivates you to maintain consistency, to explore new opportunities, and to optimize your efforts. Small wins start to feel significant because they're tracked, visible, and measurable. Another benefit is accountability. When you track, you hold yourself responsible for where your money goes. It's easy to rationalize unnecessary spending. But when every dollar is recorded, those rationalizations fade. You start making choices that are aligned with your financial goals instead of giving in to habits or impulses. Over time, this discipline strengthens and saving becomes a natural outcome rather than a forced decision. The habit of tracking also builds financial literacy. You begin to understand cash flow, budgeting, and the real impact of compounding. These lessons are transferable to investments, major purchases, and long-term financial planning. Lastly, tracking allows you to celebrate progress. Every month, reviewing your records shows how much you've saved, how much your side hustle has grown, and how small daily choices add up. It turns abstract financial goals into concrete results you can see and feel. This process reinforces positive habits, builds confidence, and creates momentum. By maintaining this practice, side hustle income stops being fleeting and instead becomes a structured pathway toward meaningful savings and financial stability. Once you've started earning and tracking your side hustle income, the next critical step is to make saving automatic. Many people struggle with saving because it relies entirely on willpower, and willpower is unreliable. Life happens, temptations arise, and before you know it, those extra earnings disappear. Automation removes this problem entirely. By setting up a system that transfers a portion of your side hustle income directly into a dedicated savings account, you eliminate the mental friction and make saving a default behavior. This isn't complicated or reserved for financial experts. Even a basic bank transfer, scheduled weekly or monthly, is enough to start building momentum. The beauty of automation is that it turns saving from a conscious choice into a habit that doesn't require thought. When money leaves your account before you even see it, there's no chance to spend it impulsively. This is a psychological game changer because it removes the temptation that so often derails good intentions. Over time, those automatic deposits accumulate into a meaningful amount without ever feeling like a sacrifice. You begin to notice that your savings account grows steadily, and that growth becomes motivating. Instead of worrying about whether you're disciplined enough to save, you can focus on optimizing your side hustle and exploring new opportunities. Protecting your money goes hand in hand with automation. Keeping your side hustle income separate from your daily spending account is essential. When all your funds are mixed together, it's easy to dip into earnings for non-essential expenses. A separate account creates a mental barrier, making it harder to touch the money and easier to watch it grow. Think of it as a financial fortress that shields your earnings from lifestyle inflation. This simple separation reinforces discipline and ensures that the effort you put into your side hustle doesn't vanish the moment temptation strikes. Automation also allows you to plan for both short-term and long-term goals simultaneously. For example, you can split your side hustle income into different buckets, one for immediate savings, one for emergency funds, and another for investments. Each transfer is automated, meaning that even if life gets hectic, you continue building wealth without conscious effort. Over time, these systems compound, and the money you didn't notice leaving your account becomes the foundation of financial security and opportunity. Another advantage of automating your savings is the consistency it builds. Humans are naturally inconsistent, but systems are not. By relying on automated transfers, you're essentially creating a routine that runs in the background of your life, steadily advancing your financial position. The consistency of these deposits, no matter how small, adds up in ways most people underestimate. Eventually, what began as a side hustle becomes a structured financial engine, delivering predictable results month after month. Finally, automation and protection together reduce stress and uncertainty. You no longer have to debate whether to save or spend. The decision is built into the system. This frees your mental energy to focus on growing your side hustle, developing skills, and planning for bigger opportunities. Saving becomes effortless, consistent, and reliable, and those habits establish a foundation that can support far larger financial goals in the future. Once you've built a habit of saving from your side hustle, the next step is to make that money work for you. Simply letting it sit in a savings account is safe, but it won't maximize the potential of your effort. Reinvesting your earnings strategically is what transforms small side hustle income into a long-term financial engine. The key is to focus on opportunities that offer growth without exposing you to unnecessary risk. Stocks, ETFs, or even reinvesting in your side hustle itself are excellent options. By putting your saved money into areas that grow faster than inflation, you ensure that your effort compounds, multiplying the impact of every dollar you've earned. Reinvesting doesn't have to be complicated or intimidating. Start by educating yourself on basic investment principles, understanding risk, diversification, and compound growth. Small, consistent investments over time often outperform attempts at timing the market or chasing high-risk schemes. Even modest contributions, when done regularly, can grow substantially over years, turning what started as extra cash from a few hours of work into a meaningful asset base. The discipline of reinvestment reinforces the habit of thinking long-term rather than spending impulsively, which is one of the biggest obstacles to financial growth for most people. Another powerful way to reinvest is to put money back into your side hustle itself. Scaling what already works can often yield better returns than starting something new from scratch. Whether that means buying better tools, marketing your services, or investing in skill development, reinvesting in your own abilities and business can accelerate growth significantly. Each improvement amplifies your earning potential, creating a feedback loop where the side hustle generates more income, which in turn allows for further reinvestment. This cycle builds momentum and creates opportunities for higher returns than passive savings alone could ever provide. Reinvesting also teaches you valuable financial discipline. By actively deciding where your money goes, you're training yourself to make calculated decisions rather than reacting emotionally to short-term desires. This habit of thoughtful allocation carries over into all areas of life, helping you manage larger sums, plan for major purchases, and approach opportunities with a strategic mindset. The skills you develop in reinvestment, research, risk assessment, and timing compound along with your capital, making you a more capable and confident money manager over time. Moreover, reinvestment creates a sense of purpose for your savings. Instead of sitting passively in an account, each dollar is assigned a role: growth, scaling, or opportunity. This clarity motivates you to continue saving and earning because you can see the tangible results of your actions. Watching your money grow in investments or seeing your side hustle expand reinforces the power of consistent effort and smart decision making. It turns abstract goals into measurable achievements and keeps you engaged in your financial journey. Ultimately, Reinvesting side hustle savings bridges the gap between earning extra money and building lasting wealth. It transforms simple earnings into a structured strategy for financial independence. The habit of allocating resources wisely, whether into investments or growth opportunities, ensures that your time and effort yield maximum impact. By taking intentional steps to grow your money, you're not just saving, you're building a system where your side hustle becomes the foundation for long-term financial success.